Howdy! Howdy!
Alright, welcome to Coconut's episode 5 of our Side View podcast. Today we have, how to pronounce?
Hyundai Ioniq 5.
Ioniq 5.
So this one, right, is the special edition.
Okay,
Manufactured, produced in Singapore.
the
with our
real special thing.
Yes, and then also on top of that, why is this car special, right? It's because there's only 100 of these cars on the road. They is specially approved by LTA with special car plates.
Okay, so what makes this special from, like, let's say the first 100 Tesla vehicles? Why this one, other than it's manufactured in Singapore? I mean, later we'll get a shot on it being, this one is like EVS, then there's a number I suppose it's from 1 to 100. So what makes this car special as compared to the first 100 EV vehicles in Singapore, per se?
Okay, so I guess the unique selling point as always is that this is locally produced. So we always support local. And then of course, this is produced from the Hyundai manufacturing plant that was also built in the recent years. So I think that's where we take sort of some pride as Singaporeans that, this is locally produced and manufactured by us. And this is the standard, this is the quality, which is why there is a lot of pushing, there's a lot of initiative from the government. There are a lot of marketing campaigns for this specific
model.
Yes, correct.
Okay. So the Ioniq 5, you can't get it. It's not produced in Korea, neither. Is there a variant in
Okay,
Korea?
I'm sure there are some variants. I'm sure there are some different type of models. Yeah, so it's just that there's a lot of times you get the huge MNCs deciding to plant themselves here to ensure that manufacturing is done in that particular country. Yeah.
Okay.
So and also especially we're not really known as the manufacturing hub. So this is what it is.
I mean, other than this 100 Ioniq 5s, is there, if you want to buy the 101st, can we buy it? Or
I think
that's it, finished
I think
already?
the allocation has been done.
Finished already?
So I think this is the 29th of the 100. So the rest does not come with any special car plates.
So you still can buy. It's just that it's no longer the special
you don't
car
longer get the
plate
100 limited edition one.
I see. All right, interesting. So I assume it's full EV, is a government initiative.
So full EV,
once again.
I think the most impressive thing is the matte paintwork right behind us. We're working on a matte PPF for this car. Just a quick guide that for a matte surface, you have to apply a matte PPF. And we have actually done up the frontal area. If you notice, right, the paintwork looks exactly the same. So this heavily depends on the clarity of the paint protection film, and of course the quality lah. Yeah. So this is where the more better quality PPFs show how clear it can be.
So it's not say like we do ourselves, then we say better quality.
So really, honestly, because gloss,
they can see it themselves. The bonnet is done. The body is not yet done. I myself can't tell any color difference. So
the gloss PPF is everyone can see that it's gloss. There's not much difference. But when you put the matte one beside each other, then you see, this is how clear the PPF film actually is. So and then that's where you differentiate between the quality ones and the not so quality ones.
Okay, but anyway, talking about gloss PPF also, because we have the matte PPF. PPF itself, we have, of course, we do paint correction before we apply the gloss PPF. But then I would like to add on, if any of you guys are interested to take a look as well, we can show you some samples of how a gloss PPF actually can remove, without polishing, remove almost all the swirl marks also and restore the gloss. I think it's quite how you say, an engineering wonder, I would say.
Okay,
self-scaling as well.
So I put it across is simply is that what Asaph is trying to say is that there are different methods of applications on different surfaces. So for the gloss surfaces, you essentially can polish them, but for matte surfaces, you cannot polish them off at all. So if you polish a matte paintwork surface, right, or even a matte PPF or even a matte wrap surface, essentially you turn it to gloss. I mean, as much as this sounds like a very common industry knowledge, it's actually not. So you really have to ensure that your detailer is aware on how to handle different surfaces.
And diving a little bit into that as well. I mean, you guys are watching because of coconut also lah. So I mean, we talk a little bit more into detail on why we can't polish a matte surface. So why is a surface matte? Is because the surface is uneven. So for a gloss paintwork, when you want to achieve like full gloss, it is as even as it can be. So it reflects light very nicely. Why a matte doesn't reflect light is because it's uneven lah. So when you polish a surface, you are trying to attain to even out the surface to attain the full gloss lah. So when you do that, no matter how experienced you are, I mean, I feel it's impossible to polish every part of a matte surface to the point whereby it is even throughout lah. Then even if you polish a matte surface, right, there'll be some parts a bit glossier, some parts a bit less glossy, and there's a higher chance of burning out the paint as well because of the friction, because the surface is uneven to begin with. So, I mean, we are just digressing a little bit
So ultimately, please take note and ensure that you are aware of how to handle the different surfaces.
Especially matte.
Yes, especially matte paintwork or matte surfaces.
There are a lot of things you can do with matte cars, but there are a lot of things that we can't do as well. So just advice, if you guys go to any other shop, then they say like, your matte surface we polish. Okay, yeah, possible, can, but then just be a little bit mindful and careful lah.
Okay. So the topic we have today is what's the topic today that we have?
Okay, the topic we have today, I mean, we try to talk about current affairs lah. So recently, one of the bigger things, condolences to the victims of the submarine implosion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I feel a little bit strongly for that because it is a very, very clear case of business cutting corners. So I feel like we have pride ourselves over the past few years that there are some things that is beyond our control, but then never once if I think we think that if we can
control them,
we will not cut corners, and hopefully as consumers and as our customers, right, you guys will also feel that our end result of our products, be it wrapping or polishing or what, we do not cut corners. In a sense.
Okay, so just some base background. I mean, they are looking at us. So the facts that they've given us earlier is that before this particular trip where this tragedy happened, what was actually conveyed by head engineer that was actually terminated from his job.
Yep.
Because he had given repeated warnings after the first two trips that the signals were completely cut and lost during the first two trial trips. So subsequently, before the third trip, which is this actual trip that happened, he was actually terminated from his job.
Correct.
So
because he wanted more tests to be done.
Yes.
Yeah, but of course, I mean, something of that scale, tests would incur a significant amount of cash flow in a sense lah.
So we're definitely not part of the marine business, but then again, there are some things that are being preached over and over again by obviously professionals, people who are in the job for years with lots of experience, right? And a lot of times, as a leader or someone that's more influential in the company, in this particular case, the CEO of the company pressured the head engineer to actually expedite things.
Correct.
And ultimately it lead to the implosion, which is really a tragedy to date that we are speaking about it. So this is where I think the topic about cutting corners wise would be more of like internally, if the team actually agreed if this should be something that should be proceeded with, and if it should be proceeded with, then I guess if they decided that the risk is worth taking and they took it, then I think at the end of the day, if something bad did happen, then I guess it's a collective effort and responsibility. But then again, it seems like there are a lot of questions that were unanswered in this whole incident. And also, was it really a one man's decision to proceed with something dangerous per se?
I'm not sure. So we wouldn't guess, and we do not want to really criticize or dive very deep into this topic as well. But I mean, I can talking about cutting corners as business and stuff like that. I mean, there are cases whereby, you know, even to be honest, I mean, this is a podcast. Let's be honest also. There are cases whereby we have maybe took up too much on our schedule. The customers maybe one come late, snowball a little bit. Then we do have to, I wouldn't say cut corners, but do some rush job at times, like a simple car wash and stuff like that, whereby there are so many factors. There are cars that we can't really want to like give them the finished product that we would ideally want. Then like I mentioned, like a few rush jobs and stuff like that. But firstly, it's not life threatening. If your car is like not as clean as what it would be. But that's a very simple answer into this per se, that we are not a company that strives to cut corners. Actually, why we started Coconut, right? I don't know if I told you before, but the main reason was that I myself, we started just polishing and coating. I couldn't take it that I started off in the car trade selling cars, so there are a lot of customers that wanted polishing, wanted coating and stuff like that. I could not take it whereby they give you gimmicks to say like there's 3 layers, like 5 layers, 8 layers, 10 layers kind of thing, and they time individual layers and stuff like that. Then one more thing that I couldn't take is when they cut corners, they don't even prepare the surface properly for the coating to be able to stay, and they kind of like lie to customers in a sense that coating 3 years, 5 years, it can last.
So of course, I mean, if you compare in comparison of the nature of the business, right? I think, okay, of course, if we cut corners on the coating surfaces, then I guess, okay, then the result is that the coating wears off a bit more quickly, and then the end probable worst case result is probably corrosion on the paintwork and rusting, right? And that's the worst case scenario that happens on the paint surface. But then again, if you're in the business of something that as such an incident has happened, then you're talking about lives at stake.
Correct.
Then I guess the degree of the willingness to take the risk is vastly different, right? So then again, it involves a certain level of integrity and responsibility as a decision maker.
That's the main thing that I want to say. So just by not wanting to take advantage of our paying consumers, we have already taken such drastic measures. So that is why when I started off this topic, right, I said I feel very strongly in a sense like, hey, come on, it's a freaking life, it's a life and death kind of thing, like all these safety concerns, like you mentioned, like if we never polish properly, then okay, the coating instead of 1.5 year wear off, you wear for 6 months. We say sorry, we do it again. But then this one, how are you going to apologize to the victims'
of the family
families?
members?
Yeah, and say like, what, we do it again? How is it possible? We can't do it.
Also, I mean, as usual, then the internet has made a lot of there are a lot of commentaries going on. Then of course there are people who made fun of everything, and of course, then again you always get both sides of everything.
Yep.
And then there are a lot of questions that were unanswered. Like there were a lot of questions that we were really questioning, like why this was being done, why this was not said, why they still went ahead, and a lot of things. So I guess all in all, if we were to summarize things down, it's really the balance of the risk and reward at the end of the day, as usual.
Yep. And of course, getting to the point of why this topic is being discussed today, right? I want to ask, let's not talk about life and death scenario. Like, nothing we do here is life and death, but in terms of something in the automotive industry or something casual, like even buying or selling of cars and stuff like that, what is the extent of cutting corners of a business that what's your views on cutting corners of it? So let me give you an example. For example, I told you, say, when Coconut first started, I didn't want to cut corners. I wanted to give consumers what they actually are paying for. So I don't charge them packages. Then they pay like 5 years package, $1,000 over. Then we tell them next year come back, we anyhow do. But hey, I pocket this $1,000 over really. I anyhow do, nothing can be done. So in Coconut for these 6 years, I can loudly and pride myself and very proudly say that we don't tie any customers down at all. We do not cut corners. Even sometimes if the end result is not ideal. For example, this paint, the coating for some reason just doesn't stick. We no questions asked. We will just redo or try to rectify the problem or refund and stuff like that. So that is why what we have been doing for the past 6 years to reach the point we are today. And that is my take on how strongly I feel that even something that is not life and death, just with the integrity of a business, cutting corners should never take place.
Okay, I think if the cutting corners part is within your control, then I would say that it's fair that it should be rectified. However, if the cutting corner is not within your control, for example, recently, there is a renowned car dealer where one of the salesperson actually pocketed more than $175,000 in cash of a purchasing customer. So I guess this is where, like, I mean, assuming you are the business owner, assuming you are one of the directors of the company and stuff like that, and this actually happened, in a way you could not really manage this risk. In a way you really could not have prevented this corner from being cut, because when you interviewed the person or when you hired the person, in a way you wouldn't have anticipated that this could have happened one day per se.
But what if this is one of the cut corner measures that allowed this to happen?
Okay, so maybe you didn't do the screening properly. Maybe this person has a history of doing such things.
No, or rather, I would say if you invested in a proper invoicing system, a proper payment system, or maybe they are understaffed, maybe the accountant is not there, or work from home, whatever kind of thing that they cut corners to not be able to really manage this. Like if you're talking about, okay, let's be real . If you are talking about even, let's say, somebody in this shop, we cut corners compared to somebody in McDonald's when they have proper systems that eat money. Like, which is easier to eat money?
Okay, I would say, obviously, the modus operandi of every business is essentially different. But if we actually studied the facts of what happened on each individual case, right? For example, in this case where we are discussing what happened, I would say that the act by the individual was deliberate, it was premeditated, and it was intended, right? So, for example, if everyone is not aware, I'm not teaching you guys how to cheat, but you can actually tweak your PayNow name to like any random name.
Okay,
so I can actually change my PayNow name instead of Sylvester, I can change it to Coconut Private Limited, right? And then I get the customer to pay now to my number. So this is where there are still some flaws in how technology works these days. It could be very convenient.
Regardless of how much you invest
Yes.
in not cutting corners.
So this
to
is
allow
what
all this to
happened.
happen.
This was somehow actually what happened in the whole saga that caused a big hoo-ha in the automotive industry. And then again, I would say that the automotive industry in Singapore, generally we don't really get the best vibes from people because we are snake oil salesmen. We are,
Okay.
you know, I mean,
Nissan-
this is what I think. This is what I think.
I can agree with you 1,000,000%. I mean, being in this industry for 8-9 years, I mean, I started off as a salesperson doing rental first, then after that moving on to car sales. So I mean, I would like to believe also rather everyone always tells me that I have like a boyish baby face in a sense . So they were like, hey, but you don't look like a car salesman . So they already have this social stigma against like what you say, like snake oil snake oil salesman, but there's a face on 你骗人的，你要骗我。
Also, I think because there's been so many occurrences, right?
Yeah.
In the recent years, or even I remember there was this incident where a dealership took a lot of deposits and then just wound up. Right? So I thought that was really, it was really a bad name for the industry.
But it happens for a lot of industries that takes deposit also lah. I would say because people buy cars, they are more aware, or rather they already have this trade already has this bad name. But then I would say why they get this reputation to begin with, right, is because last time before SG Car happened, right, literally when you buy a car is heng or sui. You can go to this salesman, right, you got nothing to compare. There's no like what now you go SG Car. Okay, let me teach you guys a trick. If you guys want to find, let's say, a Honda Fit, do you know that you can actually buy, you go to SG Car, then sort it out through depreciation. So you actually click that little arrow of depreciation, you can see the cheapest Honda Fit in the market to the month and the year and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's a trick for you guys. Everything is so transparent. So we are no longer being able to when we say we, I'm talking about car salesmen lah. We are no longer able to have a car that is sold over market value. Everything is transparent lah because of SG Car. There's no room.
To be fair also, it's not just the cars selling buying side of things. It's also in terms of automotive services. I think we recorded something a few weeks ago, a few months ago, that we spoke about how a particular place that used to be in Ang Mo Kio actually stated that they were using a particular brand, Expel PPF specifically, but they were not using Expel. So they were selling a lot of these PPF services for $3,000, $4,000, even $2,000, but they're definitely not using Expel. Yeah, so one day there was a crackdown and everything happened, and now it's sued and the place is no longer around. However, the place has been spun off to another place. So this is where the cutting of corners happen. And then, yeah, I mean, if you want to compete in this market, I think fairly and equally, I think business-wise, the baseline is integrity. Of
Definitely.
course, it's competitive. You have to fight. You have to bite your teeth through this. But then again, if you don't have a shred of integrity in you, and you are doing this to customers that actually pay for a service, then I think you're not competing for long term. I'm not going to reveal the company's name, but I think it's still around. It's spun off in a particular name now. It's just that we want to let consumers know that these are things that you have to understand. Yeah, like sometimes the price you're paying for it, are you sure that's what you're getting? I think that's important. I think that's very, very important.
Yeah. So in summary, I think my take on this is that even as owners of an industry that's not life-threatening, it's not life and death, to be honest, you come to us because Singapore cars are expensive. You just want to treat your car with a little bit more tender loving care. And we have already pride ourselves over this 6-7 years that we are open. We do not cut corners to the best of abilities. I mean, the only things that I can think of is let's say accidentally is two step, or rather one person come in say, hey, tomorrow my wedding, hey, try lah. My car help me make lah. Then we try to the best of our abilities, but any packages that we sell, we do not tie you down. You pay for what you have, and we do not overcharge exuberantly also. Yeah, so
and when we charge something, essentially I would say that
it's
we
with
know
integrity.
the kind of work that's going in, we know
Correct.
the kind of quality that we're putting in. And this is why we charge things at a certain price, which there may be some people that think that it's a bit costly, but then again, cheap does not really mean quality a lot of times. Yeah, and you get a lot of cheap stuff, and then the quality doesn't match, and there's a lot of issues.
Yep. And having integrity as a principle really just gets you a very, very long way lah. Given that I'm not very, very experienced also, not those like 30 years in business kind of thing already. But then, I mean, I kind of like where we are going so far, but we have always been whatever I do, not only for coconut, anything that I do, even last time sell cars or what, we have rejected customers that I feel it's not the time to buy this particular model or what, even though there's commission, then integrity goes a long way lah. To a certain extent, doesn't matter whether you believe in karma as well, but my parents or everyone's parents always wants their kid to turn out well. So it's just a test to just being a good person. It doesn't matter like whether you get the results you want, karma strikes or that kind of thing. Just being that person with good integrity, with good principles, will just get you the long way. This 20-30 minutes, that's all we want to say, especially when it's a life and death scenario, it's a safety issue. The sea is I don't know how true, but I've read this thing.
Mother Nature is ruthless.
And the deep sea, they said, is like less explored than the surface of Mars. I don't know how true is that. Maybe then.
Maybe we could do some quick check. Subsequently.
Yeah, but that being said, how scary it is in the deep sea, then they just send without doing proper test IO. Headache.
Okay, so I think that's all for this segment. We'll move on to the next segment.
I just want to add on that they now having more and more fun. They are saying, today a struggle. Hey, today what we doing? Later we send you the video or they don't even want to send us the video to watch first.
Kurang ajar dia. Kau tengok dia. Kau tengok dia. Kita sini lah. Kau lah.
Minta isi semua.
Kau tengok bang. Sa itu mas, you know.
So looking at the video, my first thoughts is sometimes
my first thought is the guy's voice is irritating. That's my first opinion.
So your voice not irritating?
No,
only the guy's voice.
I think I have a more comforting voice.
More comforting frequency.
Yeah. Okay, but anyway, what was your first?
My first thoughts is, sometimes some videos not pertaining to just Singapore, but then you have seen like idiots, American idiots also. Then you will think like the entire America has just full of stupid people. Any country in the world, really not singling out anything or singling out Singaporeans as well. But then time to come, it's just quite sad that you see some Singaporeans or our own people do some actions like that. Then you just imagine like our friendly neighbors, they see already, or like people in Indonesia or what see already, then they like, wow.
Okay, so anyway, the video that we just saw was basically two Singaporeans filling jerry cans with some petrol in JB. Then they got caught by this particular Grab driver or delivery rider in the act of filling the jerry cans with petrol, right? So, okay, I think firstly, let's put some things in context. Okay, so they were caught in JB. So I wouldn't say caught. It was discovered that they were doing this in a particular petrol station in JB. Okay, so I think let's not jump to conclusion. Firstly, we may not know where this guy is headed to.
Yep.
So he may need the petrol in some rural areas. I'm not very sure. All right.
Okay.
Like I would give the benefit of a doubt.
Okay, we give.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know that the probability is very low.
Okay.
But I think it's a fair and reasonable doubt.
Okay.
That should be given.
Rather, we don't know what scenario he's in lah. So let's not.
Secondly, I think people should really mind their business nowadays.
Okay.
I feel like all this could have been avoided if there wasn't someone that plugged the camera out and started filming anyone out of the blue. I mean,
and who will also be a bit, anyone will just be a bit irritated. What?
Yes.
And if the video is, if the comments is real, okay, maybe you know or you don't know that you can, personally, I don't know that 20 liters cannot be bought from, only can be local, we cannot Malaysia transport back, yada yada. I myself don't know. So to me, if you also don't know whether like is times are bad, fuel prices are really so expensive, you have this idea of, hey, I can save a little bit, why not, kind of thing.
But then again, the whole idea is that if you do not know these things, then why would you jump to a conclusion that the particular person is using it for, I don't know, like I'm quite okay. So I feel that the person taking the video is obviously feeling a bit of anger that we as Singaporeans have been using their petrol as a cushion because petrol prices there are definitely way more affordable for us as well, right? But then again, it's not illegal for us to pump the petrol as long as we use the RON 97 or something.
Correct. And my point is like, even he know or don't know, right? He asked, if it's true lah, he asked the petrol station lah, I can pump or not? Then the petrol station say, okay, can.
So my entire issue of this whole thing is that he is paying for the petrol that he has bought.
Yep.
He's paying for the petrol in the jerry can. He's paying for the petrol in his car. I really do not see any issue with it.
Okay.
Unless you tell me that he is refilling a RON 95, which is not allowed in Malaysia. Okay. And traveling with jerry can petrol is not allowed in Malaysia. Okay, then I would say that he has done something wrong.
Okay.
But then again, what he has done is perfectly fine. It's like a willing seller, willing buyer kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that is totally fine. I think I feel that the cameraman is a bit uncalled for. And honestly, if you are using your anger based on the fact that Singaporeans have been coming in to pump petrol at your petrol stations, then I think you should just close your borders. I think that should be the case. But then again, we have been neighboring countries for decades.
Yep.
Right? We have been doing this for decades.
Yep. And I mean, in economy-wise, it's a vice versa thing of aiding each other lah, in a sense.
Yes. So I'm not very sure on the rationale of these cameramen. And then, of course, if I have to comment on the Singaporean, I feel that his composure could have been better.
Yeah.
I feel that he could have just...
So that is the exact reason why I say, like, I see already, I see him. I mean, if you're not happy, to me lah, at least my first take is always to ask like, hey, actually why are you doing this or what? You go there, you point with that kind of tone. Who the hell?
No, but to be honest, to be fair, I feel that if someone actually took a camera and came to my face, I think as a human being you have every right to defend yourself and your personal space. So I think it's a fair point, but I think if he got aggressive out of no reason, and I think there's a bit out of touch. But then again,
so if I do this now,
so you see, even with this act, right, it's a bit annoying. So
I zoom in very big.
Imagine you're doing something, then someone is filming you, like without your consent, of course. Right?
This time I got your consent.
Yes.
Do I need to stop now?
No, you don't have to stop now.
Can I see some anger?
No.
So you're being, are you showing us the composure?
Yes, I'm a very composed person.
Very composed. Look at this composure. All right.
I'm very composed.
Can.
So I would say, okay, I mean, but in totality, I think that this whole video is a bit lame. It's very lame, right?
Uncalled for lah.
I just want to get on with my life and have my coffee. I don't want to comment about this anymore.
Why we need to watch this video?
I don't want to comment about this, okay? let's end the topic here. I think what we have said.
But it's quite funny lah to see his reaction and like, okay now, but again, it's all for informative purposes.
Purposes, yeah.
So we still have to, kind of just share with you guys. Okay, now we know we can carry locally bought fuel 20 liters around. Not more than 20 liters, 20 liters. But now we know we cannot take a jerry can and go Malaysia to fuel.
I think you can, but then when you come back, there's this tax issue. So then again, but he has not even broken any law.
Then we just search lah. I mean, you guys can just search.
So my entire point is that
he
he hasn't broken any law. I'm not sure what's the intention and the rationale of the cameraman.
Okay, do you know the until now I still don't get the shake. They farm then my uncle shake. I got no problem. No, okay, a person, not uncle, a person. But so far I see all the videos shaking his uncle shake the car. So
maybe
how does it work?
Okay, so if I have to iterate, right? How petrol essentially works, it works like Coke lah. So like the drink, the Coca-Cola drink. So basically when you pump it in, right, there's a lot of gas. So the gas, right. So actually by shaking it doesn't help.
Is it?
Yeah. So actually, so the idea of that, right, is like if you really want to get more petrol in per se, what you need to do is let it sink in. Then after that you wait. You really have to wait because it's like Coca-Cola, right? So the gas, So after it's done, then after that you continue pumping again. So that's literally the only way
Can do the sound.
to get more petrol.
Wow, good, yeah, the sound.
Yeah,
so
so-
every week you need to do a sound.
So the myth is broken. That's how you actually get more petrol. in.
confirm, you just want to say the myth
Yes,
is broken
shaking
out.
the car does not help.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, the information to you guys, if he's so confident, is that
You all should fact check it.
no need to shake the car when you all pump
You really
petrol.
don't shake the car. Just let the petrol sink in more.
Wait a while.
Yeah.
It
After the
saves
gas has dissolved per se.
It saves you the.
Embarrassment.
I want to say maybe some people don't think it's embarrassing. I don't know.
If you go on
but I think
SGRV, it saves you the embarrassment.
All right, and that sounds
That's the end of
our
this segment.
Yeah.
Tic-tac-toe cars edition. Let's go. So you got to start
I
first.
start-
right?
I start first,
Yeah.
huh?
So you start. You can start
Okay, I
first.
start first. Okay, so today we have all-wheel drive, 2-door, and SUV. Then on the left side, we have Mercedes, Hyundai and Lambo. 大牛啊，大牛。
Yes.
No. 大牛 is Aventador.
Yes.
小牛 is Gallardo.
Yes.
Huracan, eh?
Actually, the Murcielago is also
Also
大
大牛.
So Xiao Niu is Gallardo and Huracan.
Huracan also considered 小牛.
Yeah, Xiao Niu. Yeah.
Okay,
It's
okay.
essentially smaller. lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I start.
Yeah, okay.
Googling the car model Hey,
Checking.
checking what? You cannot check one. Where got like that one?
I know there's this one car, but I cannot remember the name.
Then you can Google. Then like that we must have open book test.
You Google?
Huh? A level? No, cannot.
You don't even know the car name, how you gonna Google? What are you Googling?
Just now we talk about integrity. Then now playing this game, you Googling.
They never say cannot Google.
Eh.
I'm doing my research.
Doing research. So you're studying for the test now.
Refresh.
Refresh. Okay, I'll let you refresh.
没有 refresh 到
Since you're winning, you
我都不懂那辆
lose,
车
then
是
lose
什么，我
again
忘记掉了。
Okay, I start.
Okay.
Again, it's all-wheel drive, 2-door SUV. I'll go with the easiest one. Mercedes SUV, 大 G.
What is Star G? Our audience will know. State it out fully.
G-Wagon. G-Wagon. The celebrity's car.
Okay.
Yeah. Fun fact, now
SUV.
G-Wagon, wow,
I think
in this
G-
market now,
G-Wagon is like...
a bit limited edition already. Got money doesn't mean you can get a G-Wagon now. Yeah, I need to import, then only you wait how long, all this. Too many people want G-Wagon already.
Okay. So it's my turn. So I have to go with... I have to go with Lamborghini SUV. So it's the easiest choice for me. It will be the Lamborghini Urus.
Correct.
There's also the Urus S. There's also the Urus
Okay, we
Performante.
playing tic-tac-toe, not playing flexing.
No, I'm just saying, like there's a few variants.
Nobody
just to be
flex. Nobody flex.
About 650 horsepower. That's about it.
Okay. Now I need to... Lambo all-wheel drive. Use logic thing lah. Should be. Can I say the same model? Can, right? I think should be. Urus should be lah. Like that, look at the car. I think all-wheel drive. Okay. Lambo Urus.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, you can just say like Huracan LP 700 or something like that.
again.
I think it's also all-wheel drive.
Again, we are not playing the flex game.
I think
what,
the 610 is rear-wheel drive, not wrong.
what LP?
Like you can just say like all-wheel drive AWD, like Lambo Huracan AWD, because there's like Lambo Huracan RWD. Right. Yeah, so you can just say AWD, then you get it already. Then it's right. It's correct. Then that will be correct. Yes.
Mr. Flex.
Correct.
Mr. Flex.
Okay.
Okay, don't know what LP610 what. Oh.
Okay.
Okay, your turn.
Okay, the Hyundai 2-door was the car that I was looking for just now. I know there's a...
Besides, I know.
Okay, I know. It's a Hyundai i30. There's a 2-door version. The Hyundai.
Okay,
you see, he don't believe.
They need to Google it.
No, I know there was a... I know there's
Please.
a...
i30, no 2-door
i30
version.
2-door.
i30, no 2-door version. i30, no 2-door
Have.
version.
There was this one is
i30,
Tuscan or something or what?
No,
Tucana.
It's Tuscany.
Tuscany. 真的咩?
Tuscany,
I was-
that one's the 2-door one.
I was searching for that. Yeah.
i30, no 2-door. i30, no 2-door. Please say no, wrong.
Of course, I tell you. It's the easiest game. Come on. I cannot remember the Toscani, but I
Okay.
know this.
So now I need to say Merc all-wheel drive.
Oh, that's easy
not,
lah.
you win.
That's the easiest
Okay.
lah. Of course.
大 G.
Hey, that's a hack lah.
Then now I also know what is 大 G already.
I think we may end this episode with a draw lah. A Hyundai Tucson all-wheel drive. Okay, so I have to. Oh, so yeah, actually. He definitely won't know the Hyundai Tucson all-wheel drive. Okay, so I have to block that lah. Okay, so I'll go for the Mercedes two-door.
So you're banking on that I don't know a Hyundai all-wheel drive.
I think so lah.
Okay lah. You
The
say lah,
Mercedes
you
two-door
say
is so
lah.
easy. Okay.
Okay lah.
C63 S Coupe.
You just say any Merc model coupe can already.
E200 Coupe.
Correct.
S-Class Coupe.
Okay. Hey, Mr. Flex.
How many you want?
Okay, I think lah.
Okay.
I think I win lah.
You have to go for the win lah.
But this one I confident 60% only.
Okay.
Because
go for it.
once again, right, that car right only looks like it's all-wheel
I
drive.
think it's the car behind. Could be an all-wheel drive.
You don't sabo me.
我觉得是.
No,
I
but-
think so lah.
but
I think so.
I look
I think the car behind us is all-wheel drive.
the Hyundai Santa Fe looks like an all-wheel drive.
Hyundai Santa Fe. I don't think it is. No!
Correct. Hyundai Santa Fe.
The 2.5 one is all-wheel drive, man. The 2 liter one is all-wheel drive, man. Which
Okay,
one? The Santa Fe
redraw.
is what?
No,
Santa
no,
Fe,
no.
which
Hey,
one?
hey,
which
hey.
variant? I want to
Hey.
know.
Hey, just take the loss.
Okay.
Take the loss.
2.4 is all-wheel drive, right? Then only the 2.0 is not what? The 2.0 is what?
But I scored 3 strikes.
So you see, you all must be precise in the game. If not, it's so easy.
Also all
Okay. I got nothing to say. I'll take it.
Santa Fe for the win.
I'll take it.
Okay, the score is 1-1.
1-1.
Okay.
What's our penalty?
I don't know. They just say that we have to play this game, then the scores are tabulated over a few weeks.
Who lose do TikTok dance?
No. Then we
We let the comment section decide.
Comment section.
Whoever
then, you know,
loses what to
at
do.
the end of the day, right? There's a high chance you do the TikTok dance instead. Huh?
Okay. I will accept my loss.
All right, and we have our next game. It is called Guess the Headlight. They a bit cheeky with this name.
I think honestly the game nowadays really a bit too easy for me lah.
A bit too easy.
Yeah, but let's see how this game goes.
But when we say guess the headlight, if it's not car's headlight,
It should be the car's headlight. lah. I think in this situation it is the car headlight.
not other
There are no other headlights
No
lah. Okay.
other headlight.
Okay, let's go.
But a bit cheeky the name
Yeah,
guess
press
the
space bar.
headlight. Okay.
Space bar,
Who
space
start
bar.
first? Who start first?
No, there's no start. Like whoever
Oh,
gets first.
okay.
gets
Then
the
what do
point.
we do? We clap to see who react faster.
Just say, let's say, just shout.
Okay. Let's go. Guess the car by the headlights.
We don't care about the points lah. They gotta count the points for us, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
Aya. Bugatti Chiron.
Pagani.
You see?
BMW.
BMW five.
I say first. Okay. BMW.
They say very difficult. Answer the question. in the
this
first-
one easy level.
1 second.
Relax,
You see?
Relax.
Easy.
Mercedes.
Yeah, I want to say Mercedes also, but then he say faster already. 哇，更 serious 了这样。奥迪，奥迪，奥迪。啊，现在直接 snap call 了啊，没有等了啊。Tesla。
This one I think a draw. This one I think draw. This one I think draw.
Draw 啊
Yeah, I think draw.
，draw 啊，both got point 啊，draw 啊。Ah, not so easy for you the next time, ah.
American. Draw again.
Easy. This one I see, I know already.
Draw again. Can be taken also.
No lah, it's not a Taken lah. BMW.
Dodge. Dodge Charger.
Then I just say Dodge Challenger. Lor. Dodge Challenger.
咦，
哦，那个是 Bentley 咩？
那个是 Challenger。
Challenger, yes, I got it right.
Porsche Taken. No, like not Taken. Cayman. Spider.
Porsche Taken.
Taken.
Porsche Taken.
Take.
Oh my god.
Wrong. Which wheel? Anyhow choose. B.
I think it's
Oh, you also
Oh, no, I didn't get to see that,
Yeah. Wow, this one.
Lycan Hypersport.
Then I say Corvette. Oh.
I think Corvette 是对的嘞。I think it's Lycan Hypersport 啦。
Yes. This one is Tyco one. Very honest.
Shit.
Very honest one. Wow, this one.
Lamborghini Urus.
Q7. Cadillac.
Lamborghini Urus.
Cadillac. Urus.
Easy, this one, how can you get this wrong?
F-Type. For that one.
Okay, I have to say the Dodge Viper lah.
F-Type.
It's F-Type lah. I think it's F-Type.
F-Type. Oh, this one.
Taken.
Okay.
Yes!
It's one of the most sure
When I
one.
say Ken, you already say
Yeah.
yeah. You only say Tay, I faster.
Acura. I don't know how the Koenigsegg like
Bugatti
inside.
Chiron Super Sport.
Acura.
GoPro.
Koenigsegg lah, I don't know how the
哇，这个
Koenigsegg
不
look
会
like.
加，那个真的不会加。
哇，这个 F8
Corvette C7. Yes!
Let my heart come ready.
SMID. No lah, I say first lah. I got both. Actually quite easy to be honest.
Hey, don't flex, eh?
Supercar. 哇，细啊，这个我真的不会嘞。I don't know, I really don't know.
Hey, how? Wow, we let them down lah. The GTR.
哇，GTR sia。
This one McLaren.
720S.
No lah. Project
720S.
One lah.
720S.
Project One lah.
720S. Yes!
Pagani.
Bentley Continental GT.
Yes, they're.
它有两粒啊，它有两粒。But 这个一粒而已啦，so maybe you have to see 啦。
Move on again.
Okay, we are very ice cream.
Stupid Koenigsegg. I lose ah.
Okay 啦，
I lose Rabat ah.
真的咩
I think so ah.
I think I win by a bit
You
only
got
啦。
no lah. The 30 points I
Yeah,
don't have eh.
没有，他
30
们是
points
他
I
们
don't-
go by 自己的分的。
哦
Okay, so you got 7. Sylvester, you got that.
You see,
Hey, Mr. Flex, you need to calm down. Calm
you
down.
see,
No, let you get a kickstart
you
first.
see. Alright, we have come to the end of our.
Episode 5 of our
Side
Side
View
View
podcast.
podcast. Yeah, and
We hope you like the content that we've been doing so far.
I like the games lah. Okay, but maybe we
So maybe we should let the crowd decide. Like,
What's the
whoever loses
penalty,
the
ah?
game, what's the penalty lah?
okay.
I think that'll be more fun.
And also maybe I see your face a bit sian already ah. So I wanna kind of shout out also to see if like who would be willing to join us in the next podcast
Next
also.
person. Okay.
Maybe we will try, but let's see lah.
Maybe so.
Then,
If anyone is keen to join us on the podcast, you can drop.
let us know.
You can contact us.
Or we will ask our friends.
Or who should we invite to the podcast?
Coldplay.
Taylor Swift.
Coldplay
Sounds
coming
good.
first.
I think they will come.
Yeah.
I think we'll just text them
So
later.
the Chris Martin lah.
Okay.
Bro, you free on a Monday? Can come our podcast.
I think he will come.
Yeah, then we pick one yellow car.
Okay.
Alright, then that's the end of
that's
episode
all.
5 of
Thank you
our
for
Side View
tuning in.
podcast. Yep.
Remember to like,
And
share, and subscribe.
have a good night.
Have a good night.